All right, finding the percent increase or decrease. This is the same thing as finding the percent error in a science class. So it's a useful formula to have. The formula is always new minus the old divided by the old and then times 100% to get it to a percent. If it's an increase, your answer will be positive. If it's a decrease, your answer will be negative. So if they're saying find the percent decrease, you're not going to keep the negative. You're just going to say the percent that was changed. So just know decreases will be negative, increases will be positive, and you just need to identify what's the new, what's the old, and then do the calculations. So the price of a notebook was $3.10 yesterday. So this is the old. Today, the price rose to $3.60. So this is new. Find the percent increase, round your answer to the nearest tenth of a percent. All right, so new is 360 minus the old is 310. Shouldn't need to, I'm thinking money, so I should be able to think about that. So 60 to go from 310 to 360, it's basically 50 cents more. So we're gonna put that in there in a minute. But the old price was 310, so I'm going to be dividing by 310. So I have 0.50, so 50 cents, or 0.5. I'm going to do 0.50 just because we can, over 3.10. Then I have that times 100%, which I will get to eventually. All right, so whenever I'm thinking decimals, I really hate seeing them in a division problem, so I'm really going to get rid of them as soon as humanly possible, meaning I'm going to move the decimal 2 spots here, 2 spots here, so I have 50 divided by 310. I don't want to use my calculator, so if I'm doing this old school, which is how I learned how to do it, there are other ways to think about division, but I use graph paper and I do it this way. 310 does not go into 50, so I put a decimal, put the decimal at a 0. 310 goes into 500 one time. And to get from 310 to 500, that is 190 away. 3 doesn't go in there. I'm going to add another 0. They say round your answer to the nearest tenth, so I need to have this one, which means I need to go one more decimal past. Oh, tenth of a percent. So I'm going to have to get it a lot more. So remember, percents get 100. So I'm really going to have to think of 2 more spaces past where I would have rounded right now. So 310 goes into 1,900. 3 goes into 18 6 times. I'm going to try it. So 310 times 6, 0, 6, 1, 8. Yep, so that'll be 6. 60. All right, so I know, thinking of the numbers 900, 860. 860 is 40 away from 900, so this is just going to be a 4. Get yet another 0. Remember, I'm going to have to go. This is going to get me to the percents, and then I need one more, so I need one more past that. All right, so might as well put those zeros in. This comes down. 310 goes into 400 one time. That gets me to 90. 310 goes into 90, not quite 3, but 2 times. And 620, which is going to be 280. All right, so this is 50 divided by 310 gets me 0.1612. Okay, writing it as a percent, so times 100 gives me 16.12%. And now rounding it, this is going to become 16.1% increase, and it was a positive. I know, a lot of extra steps for how we're going to do this. So because these are kind of useful in a lot of other things, we're going to look at one other one just because it's good practice for us. So remember, it's always new minus old over old. So we have to decide what is new, what is old. The price of a gallon of unleaded gas has dropped to $2.80 today. So this is new because it's today. Yesterday's price was $2.87. This is old. Percent decrease because it's going to be subtracting. It'll get a negative, so it's always new minus old divided by old. And then we're going to deal with the percent stuff. So we have 280 minus 287 over 287. This is not going to be fun to divide. Now, you should be able to see that 280 to 287, that is a 7-cent change. So this is going to be a negative 0.07, 7 cents. 2.87. Yet again, I want to get rid of those decimals, so I'm going to move it here. Whatever I do on the bottom, I have to do on the top. So this really, what I'm thinking about is 7, negative 7, I'm thinking, because it's a decrease, but I'm not going to have that in. Divided by 287. This is going to be ugliness, but we're going to do it anyways. 7, we have a decimal. 287. Now remember that this gets me to the percent, because it's percent is times 100, and then I need tenths past that, so tenths and 1 extra 1 for rounding. So those are all the zeros that I'm going to need to be thinking about to fill out to get it as my decimal, because I am going to be stubborn and not use my calculator. So 287 doesn't go into 7, don't have to put anything there. I have a decimal, so now I'm going to have to put numbers after every one of them. 287 does not go into 70, so there's a 0 over here. 287 does go into 700. 287 is about 300, so 300 goes into 700 twice. So I'm going to hope for it's 2, so 287 times 2 is 14, 6, 17 is 587. If I had 287, yeah. So I can't get another 287 in there, so it is going to be twice. So 574. All right, so 74 to get to 100 is going to be 26, and then I'm going to have to borrow one more. So this is going to be 126. You can do the borrowings, but I really think of whole numbers. And I really think of money a lot. All right, so then bring down my 0. And now I need to think of how many times does 287 go into 1,260. I'm really looking at the first 2 digits. I see 12. This is close to 3. 3 goes into 12 4 times, so I'm going to try 4. So 287 times 4, 28, 32, 34. 8, 9, 10, 11. Yeah. So this is 4, 11, 48. All right, so 48 to 60 is 12. And then 2 and 1 is 1. So that's kind of how I think of my subtraction. Almost there. One more digit that we're going. This is add the 0. Now this, my 4 was too big, because I got 1,148. So this is going to be a 3, and I don't actually have to finish doing the problems. So I have, my answer is 0.0243. I need this times 100% to get it to percent. So that means 2 digits. So it's 2.43%. And I need to round it to the nearest tenth. This 3 is less than 5, so it's going to be 2.4%, and it was a negative, so it's decrease. But I don't write the negative in my answer because they're saying find the percentage decrease. That means don't make your answer negative.